Good day, folks. What a pleasant and warm way to welcome you to Sports Insight, your biggest sport magazine program here on Focal Online TV. I'm your host, Eric Palup Collins. On this program, we bring you in-depth and accurate analysis of a sporting event from the world of sports. This program comes your way Saturday every week from 2 to 4 p.m. here on Focal Online TV. We encourage you to keep watching. Again, I'm your host, Eric Palup Collins. Thanks for following. A pleasant good afternoon from my end, and I want to say good day from whatever part of the world you are watching. And what a warm and pleasant way to welcome you to your favorite sports magazine program, Focus Sports Insight, live here on Focal Online TV. And this program is a detailed and in-depth sports magazine program that brings you accurate analysis of the development from the world of sports. And of course, we come your way Saturday of every week from 2 to 3 p.m. live here on Focal Online TV. So today we are happy to be back with another fascinating edition of our program. So on today's edition of our program, we're going to have two talking points. One, we're going to look into the 24-man squad released by the head coach of Nigeria's men's national team, Coach Mario Marinika. He has released a list of 24 men that are going to take on Djibouti, the preliminary qualifier of the African Cup of Nations 2025. The national team delegation, the local-based delegation, they have already arrived in Morocco ahead of the fixture schedule for the 20th of this month. And of course, we're going to look at the UEFA Champions League draw, the quarterfinal stage. As we may all be aware, there are 8 teams left within the UEFA Champions League now. So we're going to look at the pairing of the teams. What are the chances of progressing to the next stage? So today's edition of the program promises to be very fascinating. And active, we want to say for those of you watching live, thanks for joining our live video. Please invite somebody. You can also share the video. So we take just a break, and when we come back, just a break of our team song, and when we come back, we're going to get the program started. Good day, folks. What a pleasant and warm way to welcome you to Sports Insight, your biggest sport magazine program here on Focal Online TV. I'm your host, Eric Palup Collins. On this program, we bring you in-depth and accurate analysis of a sporting event from the world of sports. This program comes your way Saturday every week from 2 to 4 p.m. here on Focal Online TV. We encourage you to keep watching. Again, I'm your host, Eric Palup Collins. Thanks for following. Okay, so we want to say thanks for rejoining us. We are here live back on Focal Online TV. And so that we share today's edition of the program, we're going to be looking at the UEFA Champions League quarterfinal stage draw. 8 teams in the group stage. They have been paired against each other. As a matter of fact, currently we have 2 teams representing England, Arsenal and Manchester City. And of course, we also have 2 teams representing Germany, Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich. We have 2 teams in the Champions League representing Spain. 3 teams, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and of course Atletico Madrid. They are representing Spain. And of course, the known representative from France, that is Paris Saint-Germain. So yesterday, we woke up to the news of the Champions League draw. As you may all be aware, the Champions League will have stages. From the group stage, we go to that of the knockout. From that of the knockout, we go to the quarterfinals. After the quarterfinals, we go to the semifinals. From the semifinals, then you progress to the final. Excuse me. So the Champions League has hit the quarterfinal stage. 8 teams left in the Champions League quarterfinal stage currently as I speak to you. And as a matter of fact, of those 8 teams, we say we have 2 representatives from England, 2 representatives from Germany. The 2 representatives from England are Arsenal and Manchester City. The 2 representatives from Germany are Borussia Dortmund and that of Bayern Munich. The 3 representatives from Spain, you have Real Madrid, you have Barcelona, and of course you have Atletico Madrid. And the lone representative from France is Paris Saint-Germain. Now, the draw states that Arsenal will be taking on Bayern Munich in the quarterfinal stage of the UEFA Champions League. First leg going to be playing in England at the Emirates Stadium, and the second leg will be played, of course, in Germany at the Allianz Arena. And the two sides, yeah, it have been a heated debate since the Champions League draw yesterday with the pairing of Arsenal and that of Bayern Munich. A lot of people have argued that the last time the two sides met, of course, Arsenal conceded 10 goals against Bayern Munich, 5-1 in the first leg and 5-1 in the second leg. And this time around, whether Bayern Munich can have that same or comfortable win, can they easily pass Arsenal? Arsenal have been having an impressive form currently in the English Premier League. We know their performance in the English Premier League. Arsenal is having an incredible run at the top of the English Premier League table. They are level up points with Liverpool. And of course, they are a point ahead of Manchester City. They have been having an impressive performance or part of a couple of last week. Arsenal progressed to the quarterfinal stage of the UEFA Champions League, and after defeating FC Porto in the extra time of the game, excuse me, and of course, Bayern Munich too, they they have also progressed to this stage of the Champions League. So the two sides are expected to meet in the quarterfinals. It promises to be a very interesting encounter because a lot of people have been predicting the game. People talking about Arsenal will definitely revenge this time around. A lot of people saying Bayern Munich is going to repeat history, so we cannot predict the outcome of the game between Bayern Munich and Arsenal. But as it stands, Arsenal will play Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. And the next interesting fixture we have is Real Madrid against Manchester City. Of course, the Spanish giant Real Madrid against the English giant Manchester City, current holder of the Champions League for the past two seasons here. Or Real Madrid knocked Manchester City out of the Champions League. It was in the quarterfinal stage season before last. And last season, of course, it was a revenge for Manchester City, and Manchester City had to knock Real Madrid out of the Champions League and they went on winning the Champions League final against Inter Milan. So this time around, again, the two sides they have been paired against each other. Real Madrid will play home first at the Santiago Bernabeu. And of course, in the second leg, they will travel to the Etihad Stadium against Real Madrid. It is Carlo Ancelotti against Pep Guardiola. The two sides, they are powerful sides currently in Europe. They are making great headways in football, both in the domestic league and now the Champions League. Real Madrid are seated currently on their league table. We are aware they are tapping the Spanish league table. And of course, Manchester City, yeah, they are third place on the table in the English Premier League. But of course, they are just a point behind Liverpool and that of Arsenal. Is a competitive league this season in England. So again, we expect the match between Real Madrid and that of Bayern Munich to be a very tough competitive one. So it is that difficult for anybody to think that it's going to be a free ride for either Madrid or Manchester City. Yes, of course, there could be predictions, but some of those predictions we could hold on to them until we know what the final result will be like. So that's it for the quarterfinal stage, Real Madrid and that of Manchester City. And of course, another interesting game we have Atletico Madrid. Of course, they will be going against Borussia Dortmund from Germany. Atletico Madrid, one of the strongest Spanish sides for the past of we can say 4 to 5 seasons. Atletico Madrid they have been competing. I think of recently I won 2 La Liga yet. They have played Champions League finals too. They have played I think 2 finals, Champions League final. All 2 they were defeated by Real Madrid. And of course, this time around again they are in the quarterfinal stage of the Champions League. Diego Simeone is leading the boss as usual. So they're going to face off against Borussia Dortmund. The first leg will be played in Spain, and of course the second leg will be played in Germany. So Borussia Dortmund and Atletico Madrid face each other in the quarterfinal stage of the UEFA Champions League. So for those of you watching, yes, these are the games you can drop predictions in our comment section. We're going to read that out for you, and we're going to pull them on record. If you predict the correct score at the end of the Champions League game, we're going to provide some of you scratch card as prizes for predicting the correct scores of the Champions League. So if you are watching the Champions League, like we said, Manchester City and Real Madrid will play each other in 2 legs. Of course, Arsenal and Bayern Munich will play each other. We just talked about Atletico Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. And the last Champions League game, going to see Paris Saint-Germain against Barcelona. We all know against another interesting encounter. Years back, it was Paris Saint-Germain against Barcelona. Paris Saint-Germain first leg, they won the game 4-1, and Barcelona had to come back in the second leg. I think they defeated Paris Saint-Germain. It was 6-1. Yes, and it was a tremendous comeback. I remember at the time, Barcelona had the legs of Neymar on their team. Yes, it was that year when they knocked PSG out of the Champions League. So this time around, you'll be expecting another interesting encounter between the two sides. It is difficult to just predict that one of the teams is going to make it, but again, it is your right to predict who's going to progress to the next stage. But as it stands, we see it as a very competitive one between the two sides because the two sides have proven to be an outstanding sides. And of course, you cannot just easily predict who going to progress to the next stage. So that's it for the quarterfinals, the pairing, the UEFA Champions League. For the two sides, that is Real Madrid against Manchester City, Arsenal against Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid against Borussia Dortmund, and of course Paris Saint-Germain against Barcelona. Now we move over to Liberia. Yes, football, local football. We've been talking. Of course, we are aware that the Lone Star of Liberia has been paired against Djibouti for the preliminary qualifiers of the 2025 African Cup of Nations. And of course, we've been following the development. Liberia is expected to play Djibouti away. That game will be played in Morocco because the current stadium of Djibouti has now been approved by FIFA, so they will play away in Morocco. That game will be played on the 20th. And of course, the second leg will be played in Liberia on the 26th at the Samuel Kanya Sports Complex. So again, we are here to say we of recent the national team of Liberia, a new coach was unveiled, a Romanian British-born coach by the name of Mario Marinica. And when he took charge of the Lone Star of Liberia, he came with a host of other supporting staff, and we recruited 2 local staffs from our country, which is Kevin Singway, and of course, we also have one Chris Wiesen, he's part of the team. Now, Mario Marinica came, he said a whole lot of team, giving us specific minutes to ensure that you can qualify the national team of Liberia for the AFCON 2025 and helping other development of football programs across the country. Now, this coach he started on a very good note. The first thing he said, he identified that Liberian players they are very slow, the pace of the players. So he released a preliminary squad that is he recruited a host of players from various clubs playing in the local league. Each one of the clubs I can recall, I think some of them have 5 players, some clubs have 6, some of them had 3, some of them have 4, and they were going through an intense training session. And so at the end of that intense training session, the coach was able to select 18 local players. And so additionally, there were 6 foreign players invited for the Liberians against Djibouti clash. Now, this coach has spoke a lot about local talent, how well he can work with the last year on the local scene. They could work together to ensure that they can help to develop these players because the more you have a kind of local based team where the players they are all playing together, they're going to have more time to work together. And I think you're going to have a kind of team that is going to play to bring you the necessary result. So a lot of people have different views, opinions regarding the coach selections, the inclusion of some players, but these things have always been the case. But for some of us, we hold the view that since we are just bringing a new coach who are paying a very big sum of money, he's coming with his own football programs. He believes that it's going to be better for the country. So what I think we can do as a country and the people is to give Mario Marinica a chance to ensure that he can institute a kind of plan of action that he has for football in Liberia with regards to his stewardship over the national team of Liberia. Yes, he's been working with the kids, he's been following some of the development, he's been following the players of different clubs, how well they've been coping. And of course, yes, I think if we have the luxury of time to do more, I think then we can start to grade him for his performance. Because for me, I think even the game against Djibouti is just too urgent because just looking at the time frame, you hired a coach and you had to go play 2 games. Within no time, you have to go play 2 games back to back fixture for an AFCON qualifier. I think we have to give him considerably level of time that you have to work, move the local based national team and blending them with a couple of other players that are playing in other leagues out of the country. Yes. And I was part of the last press conference prior to the national team or departure from Liberia. Yes, and the coach was impacted. He said, yes, it is good. Most of the live we see some of them, they are good. We're working with them. Of course, it's not 100%, but at least there are a lot of things lacking, but we're working on some of them, and I think we are getting there. And he spoke about foreign players' inclusion in the national team. He said it is good and important that you have players who are playing regularly for the clubs, who are starting playing regularly football. So when those guys are coming to play for the team, it's going to ensure that it boosts the fitness of the squad. And that's where he stemmed from. He tried to make an emphasis on some of what people are condescending views on. So, yes, the national team of Liberia, yes, the official 24-man squad been released by Coach Mario Marininka. 18 of the players are currently in Morocco. They have started preliminary training. They are expecting the foreign players to start joining them beginning Sunday of this week, which is tomorrow. So we have three goalkeepers being called by Mario Marinica, and the three goalkeepers, they are all local goalkeepers. They are playing right here in our local league. And I think the three local goalkeepers that he called, some of them, to some extent, yes, they have some experience also because this is not the first call to the national team. They have played with the national team. They have been also and they have had some experience. So yes, they are playing the local league, but they have traveled the national team. They have played with the national team, and of course they have a little bit of experience. So you have Tommy Sango. Yes, we all know Tommy Sango. The name Tommy Sango is not Chris. So he's been called to the national team. We have Emmanuel Dine. Emmanuel Dine is the current best goalkeeper in our local league. He plays for PSV FC. And of course, we have Abdullah Kulubali. Kulubali plays for Global Farmer. He plays for the national team before he's now changed to the national team. So these are the three goalkeepers all there representing Liberia. They are currently in Morocco. All three play in the local league. And of course, I think for some of us, we welcome this as a good footing where opportunity will be given to more local talents, more local players will be able to showcase what they have in terms of representing their country. Yes, it is people's right to have condescending views or opinions on coaches or coach selections of players for the national team. But again, for us, we see this. I think it is welcome in the right direction. So for the defenders that were called by the coach, we have a host of defenders. We have Philip Kanu. He plays for Watanga FC. They are currently the league leaders for the local league. You have Mark Paba. Mark Paba, he plays in Slovenia currently for Kopo FC. He's a defender. He plays for the national. He has been playing for the national team before national. So he's one of the foreign-based players invited by the coach to join the team. Sebastian Tikla, he plays locally for Leska FC, one of the best left back currently in country. We have Musa Sese, local defender, plays for LPRC. Others. Of course, you have Natu Swen, local defender, plays for LPRC. Others. Jai Nyanfo, local defender, he plays in the second division league for Black Men Warriors. And of course, you have Samson Dwell, yes, he's a professional. He's playing in Europe for Victoria Plaza. And of course, his side just progressed to the quarterfinal stage of the Europa Conference League last week after they were able to qualify for Switzerland Club Celebrity. So Samson Dwell again will be here in action for the Lone Star of Liberia. And we have Kemo Kamara. Locally, he plays for Bay Mountain, FC Bay Mountain. He's the current best defender in country. We have okay, so that's it for the defenders. So for defenders, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 defenders, and all of the 8 defenders been called by Coach Mario Marinica. Only one of them is a foreign player. The rest of the 7 defenders, they are all playing in our local league. So we move over to midfielders. Mohamed Sangari is a midfielder. He plays for Livingston FC in the Scottish Premier League. Joaquin Adoku, midfielder, he plays for Sema Wanderers in Mata. Noah Kenneth is a midfielder. He plays for Strawberry Town in the England League One. Marcus Macaulay, he used to play for PDRM in Malaysia, but currently he's on attack because I learned that he and the club parted ways mutually. Abdullah Belete, he plays for Henry 11 in our local league first division. Of course, Murphy Oscar Dolly plays for Slavia Prague in the Czech Republic of Professional League. Recently, Oscar Dolly, he was featured in the back-to-back game for Slavia Prague, the Europa Europa League. They play against AC Milan back to back and they lost 4-2 away in Italy. And of course, they lost 3-1 at home. Oscar Dolly was opportune for the first time in his last test play for the club. He had the captain bench for a number of minutes. Chauncey Freeman, midfielder here, he plays for Watanga. Basidu Loki, midfielder, plays for Watanga. Edward Lennox is the current most valuable player in Liberia. He plays for Kingsway FC. Sekou Sherif plays locally for Liska, one of the most consistent midfielders in country. And of course, we have three forwards being called by the coach. And all three of them, they are local players. Clement Zuba, Matthew Barrow, who's the current highest goal scorer in the National League. William Gibson is a forward, he plays for Heavy Learning. Of course, Kerry Saka, who just returned from Togo, and he's currently playing for LPRS in our local league. So that's the list of 24 players being called by Mario Marininkas for our back-to-back fixture against Djibouti. As you may be aware, the national team of Liberia landed yesterday successfully in Morocco, and they started some web sessions. They have been training. We've been following up on the development. Like we said, the foreign players are expected to start joining them beginning tomorrow because some of them will be playing their last game with club today. So by tomorrow, they'll be arriving in Morocco, joining the rest of the squad. And of course, on Wednesday, Liberia will be in action against Djibouti. So a lot of you here who've been having issues, yes, this is the squad. And no matter what happens, the coach cannot select everybody. Like we said, there's a new coach who just took over the national team. With less than a month, you have just imagine less than a month to select a team, a national team, a team that is going to represent the country on the international stage with less than 1 month. It's a tough selection process. Anybody will face difficulty in terms of making that kind of selection, most especially with the time frame. Less than just a month, you have to train with the players and you selecting the kind of squad, inviting other players. So I think it is too early, especially for some of us with the criticism. Just respect your right or your decision you want to criticize, but it is just way too early, taking into consideration the time the coach took over as head of the national team. We pray for the best as they play against Djibouti. We pray for the best result, but again, we cannot 100% because again the time frame given wasn't that enough. So they will play on the 20th and the team return back to country. And of course, on the 26th, we will be here playing the second leg against Djibouti in Liberia. So the national team, yeah, we have another coach, the executive member for LFA, Avi Brown. He was the head of delegation. And of course, you have all of the coaches, the local coaches, and the coaches they hire. They are all on the team. We travel with the team, and they are there. So they're following up, and we try to keep you updated with some of the development. So that's it for the national team. That's some of the results there coming from Morocco, and we continue to pray for the best for our country because this is all we have. And all of us, one way or the other, have to contribute positively to the growth and development of football in Liberia. So again, yes, another development. The Lone Star of Liberia every Saturday morning here, the first morning training session in Marrakech, Morocco, in preparation for Wednesday match against Djibouti in the preliminary round of the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifier. The team started with fitness training, then technical and tactical drills under the supervision of head coach Mario Marinica. Later on, the team will return for the evening session. Mohamed Sangari, Joaquin Aduko, and Noah Kenny are among the invited foreign base players who are expected to arrive to the team camp on Sunday, March 17. So, like we were saying, these are development currently coming from Morocco. For some of you watching, you can see these are our players. They are in Morocco. They are training. Yeah, these are the players, the national team players. You can see them on the camera. Camera that are in Morocco. They are the Musa of like our local team. They have been training at the work session. You can see the entire team. They are training currently. Then you can see the photos. Yeah, there are no photos. We can display some of them for you to see. Local national team in Morocco, yes, they are training currently in Morocco, live from Morocco. These are like the local national team. They are training currently. For those of you watching, then you can see there's the photo. MVP Edward Leonard, we can see him in the photo there. For those of you watching, the local national team of Liberia, they are currently in Morocco preparing for the fixture against Djibouti. So the guys are working up. Yes, there's an intensive working session there. You can see the coach there. He's been showing that the ball is doing the necessary drill. The head coach is right there. He's standing there, making sure that everything is possible. This is Morocco, where our national team they are training currently. You can see most of the actions there from Morocco. So it is a working session for us, and we all of these things, pray that all of these things they are doing will yield the necessary result in the best interest of our country. So for those of you watching, we want to say Focus Sports Inside Live on Focus Online TV. National team of Liberia next week Wednesday we will be against Djibouti in the preliminary round of qualifier for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. So we are following all of the development and we are praying for the best result in the interest of Liberia. We talk about the UEFA Champions League earlier. We talk about the quarterfinals draw, where you have Real Madrid being paired against, Manchester City. Arsenal is paired against Bayern Munich. Of course, Atletico Madrid paired against Borussia Dortmund, and of course, Paris Saint-Germain they have been paired against Barcelona. So we talk about the Champions League draw too. We just take a little break to return with this. Good day, folks. What a pleasant and warm way to welcome you to Sports Insight, your biggest sport magazine program here on Focus Online TV. I'm your host, Eric Palup Collins. On this program, we bring you in-depth and accurate analysis of a sporting event from the world of sports. This program comes your way Saturday of every week from 2 to 4 p.m. here on Focus Online TV. We encourage you to keep watching. Again, I'm your host, Eric Palup Collins. Thanks for following. Okay, thanks for rejoining us here on the program Sports Inside Live on Focus Online TV. As we said, we broadcast on our main studios in Topo Village along the Japanese Freeway. So this weekend again, the Liberia Football Association Forest National League of First Division. Today there are 4 games to be playing across the country at different venues. And like we said, some of the clubs, the local league clubs, they have key players on their team that have left their travel the national team. So I know some of them are going to be affected by that. It's going to be a serious blow for some of the clubs. But if you look at the legs of Watanga today, Watanga will be playing. Watanga, they are in action. Sorry, today Watanga they are not playing. They are playing tomorrow. But Watanga, you have key members of the squad that have left. Fenetanu, he's with the national team. Natu Swen is with the national team. Fasidu Logan is with the national team, and of course, you have Joseph Freeman, he's with the national team. So imagine 4 key players, they are out of their team, and especially the team is competing now for the championship. They are on top of the league table. So with 4 persons leaving, we don't know, probably they could be affected, but I think I learned that there's an existing rules that the number of players who should leave your team before your team will postpone Austin should be equivalent to 5. So since the number did not reach 5, it means the team can go ahead and will play. For Liska, yes, you have Liska. They will be playing tomorrow against Heaven 11. Liska will be playing against Heaven 11 tomorrow. Now, Liska, Tommy Sango is out. Yes, we have Ashley Williams there, but Tommy Sango is out. For Liska squad, you have the left of Sheku Sherif. He's a very dependable player for Liska FC and he's part of the squad. He traveled the national team. And of course, you have Sebastian Tickler, one of the dependable left back is part of the country, so I know maybe tomorrow they're going to use Prince Bodo at left back for Leicester FC. Prince FC, yes, you have Edward Leonard, the most valuable player. He's part of the squad, the national team. And of course, you have Emmanuel Dene. Emmanuel Dene is the goalkeeper for Prince FC. He's also with the national team. So the travel, that's going to be a blow for Prince FC too. So like we said, most of the players that travel the national team, Amara Sisi, LPRC Colors, he traveled the national team. Yes. Blackman Warriors with Ajay Yanfo yesterday, they were able to win 3-0. Yes, yesterday they were able to win 3-0 against Philadelphia Lone Star. So for them, that is no case. Global Farmer today, they are in action 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, they will be up against FC Kalor at the T2S sport page in Yukutan. And of course, Abdullah Kulubali is now here for Global Farmer. I know they're going to find a replacement to ensure that they can fill in that gap. So it's also going to affect or how you call it Global Farmer too because their player was also selected for the process. And let me see some of the players who are also clubs that are also being affected here that we've been talking about. For the club FC Bay Mountain, yes, Bay Mountain Kemon Kamara, he's the best defender currently in country. But of course, Kemon Kamara is being invited and through the training session he was selected to travel the national team. Heavy 11, yes, Heavy 11 is one of the key men of Abdullah Yaya Ability. Yaya Ability is part of the country, so Heavy 11 I should have gone to miss out on that. Yes, Mate Baru, the the high call it highest goal scorer, who is a key man of the squad this season. He's the current high goal scorer in the league. He's on action. Clement Zuba, he's with the national team. And of course, you have William Gibson, he's a forward for Heavy 11, he will miss out. Terry Sacco, another forward from LPRC orders. So you see, most of the clubs, the players are on national duty, so they're going to be affected. But again, as I learned that the rule says you should be, if your team will be able to benefit from what we call cost beneficial, it means you will have a total of 5 persons out of your team on national duty. So one if it fails to reach that number, it means the number of players that are here they are eligible to play for the club. So the local league will be in action today. Like we said, we have 4 exciting matches from the first division. 4 exciting matches from the first division today. Freeport FC they will play LPRC Orders in the second leg of the Orange First Division League today by 4 p.m. at the Tusafi Sports Page in Ghanansville. That's the first division fixture for today. Freeport FC against LPRC Orders at the Tusafi Sports Page in Ghanansville. And of course, FC Bay Martin will welcome Mate Barrow at the Anthony Tottenham Stadium in Monrovia today by 4 p.m. Invisible 11 will host CC United at the SKD Party Space in Kingsville at 4 p.m. And of course, today, Global Farmer will welcome FC Kalon Liberia in the borough of Newtown at the famous D2S Sports Space. So today's first division fixture, I think you got it. Yesterday, the second division league, the Orange second division league, played. There were interesting matches played across the country. So some of those games they were results we got. Yes, across the country. Discovery FC yesterday recorded a record win of 9 goals to 2 against Lab FC at the Two Southeast Sports Page in Ghana. So yesterday was a complete goal feast. Yesterday was a complete goal feast. Chilean Professional defeated Mate Enforcers on Nima 6 goals to 2 yesterday at the Two Southeast Sports Page in Ghana again. Of course, Nima FC defeated Patch FC 2 goals to 0. Black Men Warriors defeated Philadelphia Lone Star 3 goals to 0. You had a Bologisi FC falling quick defeat to that of Jubilee FC. It was 4 goals to 2. And of course, yesterday there was another strange incident reported from Sano County, wherein Nima United players they traveled to Sano County to play Sano NPA Anchors, but the players refused to pass to the gate, and instead they decided to jump over the fence to enter the field. But after all that, they were still defeated 1 goal to 0 by Sano NPA Anchors. They jumped over the fence, but they were still defeated 1 goal to 0 by Sano NPA Anchors. And of course, Ghana's FC defeated Samira FC 5 goals to 1 at the SKD participation Kingsville. And at the George Weah Technical Center in Kingsville, Shatter FC defeated Mangibi FC 3 goals to 0. So those are the results yesterday from the Orange Second Division League. And of course, we brought you up to date with the fixture from today's Orange First Division League. So there are other games too that are scheduled to play tomorrow from the First Division League. Let's see whether we can fill you with that fixture quickly. But I'm going to know that Leicester will welcome Heavy 11 tomorrow at the Tusafi Sports Station Ghana that which I know Leicester will welcome Heavy 11 at the Tusafi Sports Station Ghana tomorrow. That which I know, yes, it is confirmed Leicester will welcome every 11 and choose our Facebook page. And of course, at the SKD private page in Pinville, you will have Pinville FC against Nima Kwado. Nima Kwado. And Wakanda FC will travel at the Anthony Tottenham Stadium to facing relegation or NPA Angles in another first division fixture. And as you may be aware, NPA Angkor they are already been relegated from the first division league as it stands. The league has not yet ended. For NPA Angkor, they have been relegated because the number of points they have recorded so far from the league, the number of game plays in the league, they will really game even if they awarded all of the points they need, they will still go relegation. So they are the first team in the first division league to be relegated during this league season, NPA Angkor. So we just got to fill you with that. Just imagine from the second division league, the struggle to qualify for first division, and just a season in the first division league again. NPA Angkor they are on their way back to second division. They have been relegated already. So that's it. Focus Sports Inside. We are here live on Focus Online TV. Couple of issues we've been talking about. We talk about the new start of Liberia. 18-man local squad selected by Coach Mario Marininka and the 6 foreign players making the list of 24 players. We talk about that on this program. We talk about the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals draw, where we have 8 teams in the UEFA Champions League quarterfinal stage. Real Madrid against Manchester City, Arsenal against Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid against Borussia Dortmund, and of course Paris Saint-Germain against Barcelona. And we also talk about our local league. If you want to participate on the program, for those of you watching, the numbers on the screen there, you can call that number via WhatsApp. And we want to afford you the opportunity to make your point or better still, you can drop your comment in the comment section and we want to read that out for you live on the program. Focus Post Inside, live here on Focus Online TV. And we are broadcasting from our main studios in Togo Village along the Japanese Freeway. So, yeah, talking about football. And of course, usually on the program, what we do, let's see whether we can move around Europe to update you a few of the results from the gameplay in Europe for some of you too who are ardent lovers or followers of European football. So we try to be doing that regularly on our show every weekend. So let's see whether we can run you through the list. Yes, in Germany. Okay, they are in action already in Germany. 10 minutes already in the German league. It is goalless between Bayern Munich and Darmstadt. Bayern Munich, they are playing away. Adingham and Borussia Mönchengladbach 10 minutes. Borussia Mönchengladbach is leading 1 goal to 0. And of course, Mainz 05 and Bochum, it is still goalless 10 minutes. Union Berlin and Werder Bremen, it is still goalless. And of course, both Red leads Augsburg 1 goal to 0, 10 minutes gone so far in the game. From the Italian league, we have 40 minutes of play so far. Monza and Cagliari, it is still goalless. And of course, Torino are ahead 1-0 against Udinese in the Italian Serie A. 40 minutes of play. 83 minutes gone from the Spanish La Liga. Mallorca and Granada, it is still goalless. 83 minutes from the Spanish La Liga. So that's it for the Spanish league. Let's see what we got. Other major leagues where games are playing the English Championship. No games yet. So I think so far those are the number of games so far from Europe. Those are just the result. Some of the games they are still playing. So that is not the full result. We just got to fill you with the result from some of the league games that's playing so far. So just from the world of Scrabble, Liberia Scrabble team will take on Kenya in the semi-finals of the 13 African Games in Accra. So we are through to the semi-final stage of the 13 African Games or Scrabble competition. Liberia Scrabble team we going to take on Kenya. We have the guys there representing the the Lone Star of Liberia. They are doing an incredible job. We want to say kudos to them, and we are wishing you guys victory. We are wishing you guys victory as you represent Liberia in Scrabble against Kenya. Okay, Focus Sports Inside Live on Focus on TV. We're talking about football here. So again, we are gradually trying to wind down the curtains on the program. We have few minutes left. If you are following, you can call. So we're talking, of course, the most talk about National County Sports Leagues. There are still uncertainty over the official date for the National County Sports Leagues. There have been some mixed reactions from the public regarding the date. A lot of people, some of them said it was April. People have been talking about May, but as it stands, the Ministry of Youth and Sport is yet to come up with an official pronouncement regarding the comments of the official commencement of the National County Sports Week. So as it stands, most of you who who are patiently waiting can't wait to see your respective counties in action. We promise to bring you up to date with regards to any development emanating from the angle of the Ministry of Youth and Sport. But as it stands, any information you are getting, consider that to be unconfirmed. Consider that to be a rumor. It is not yet confirmed by the ministry as to whether the county meet will go ahead this year or not. Good day, folks. What a pleasant and warm way to welcome you to Sports Insight, your biggest sport magazine program here on Focus Online TV. I'm your host, Eric Palup Collins. On this program, we bring you in-depth and accurate analysis of a sporting event from the world of sports. This program comes your way Saturday every week from 2 to 4 p.m. here on Focus Online TV. We encourage you to keep watching. Again, I'm your host, Eric Palup Collins. Thanks for following. Good day, folks. What a pleasant and warm way to welcome you to Sports Insight, your biggest sport magazine program here on Focus Online TV. I'm your host, Eric Palup Collins. On this program, we bring you in-depth and accurate analysis of a sporting event from the world of sports. This program comes your way Saturday every week from 2 to 4 p.m. here on Focus Online TV. We encourage you to keep watching. Again, I'm your host, Eric Palup Collins. Thanks for following. Okay, so we want to say thanks for rejoining us back on the program of Sports Insight live on Focus Online TV. Like we said, we broadcast on our main studios in Topo Village here along the Jibani Freeway. And of course, folks, here we want to say well, welcome back to the continuation of our program. We took a break just to refresh and get back on the program. So you've been talking about football here. You said the national team of Liberia, they departed Liberia, and of course they landed safely in Morocco, where they have been carrying on some training session ahead of Wednesday. AFCON preliminary qualifiers against Djibouti. Liberia will were paired against Djibouti back-to-back fixture for the preliminary qualifiers of the 2025 African Cup of Nations. So on Wednesday, the Lone Star of Liberia will play Djibouti. We were to play away to Djibouti, but unfortunately, because the stadium did not meet the minimum requirement approved by FIFA, so the game will be played in Morocco. So we will play in Morocco. Morocco will be used at the home of Djibouti. And of course, the second leg, which is scheduled for the 26th of this month, because the first leg will be on the 20th next week, Wednesday. The second leg, which is scheduled for the 20th of this month, 26th of this month, will be played in Liberia at the SKD Sports Complex in Pinsville. So the team, they are picked up. They are in Morocco already. The touchdown. A host of foreign players, total of six. They are expected to join them there on camp so that they can continue the preparation process ahead of Wednesday game. So we are wishing the Nusa of Liberia best of luck. We are praying that the result go our way. We are praying that the guys here can come out flying colors. At least the least we can take from Morocco should be a draw, and when we come on home so we can fight to grab a win and we can progress to the group stage for the qualifiers of the African Cup of Nations 2025. I think that's going to be a very good starting for Coach Mario Marinita. And everybody would like, for me, I really admire him the way he speaks, the knowledge about the game, his understanding about the game. I'm only one person, I'm only holding the view that I think if we can give him a lot of time and within that period of time, if he cannot deliver, then we can start to come up with some of these condescending views or opinions regarding the his stewardship of the national team of Liberia. But as it stands, I think he's doing an incredible job. He has started on a good footing, a couple of measures he has instituted or he has put into place. I think it is welcoming. And somebody usually say when a Christmas will be good, you know from the eve. Yeah, I think we have heard that saying most often. When the Christmas will be good, you can know from the eve. From the eve. So it's the same. We are hoping that we can get a positive result from Morocco. Then we come back to Liberia, we can just see of the year. So for those of you that are European lovers of European football, you are aware we're going on to deal with the qualifiers, I mean the quarterfinal stage of the UEFA Champions League. 8 teams left in the Champions League, and of course they have reached at the group stage now where the social champions are competing. So all of the games there, the fixture is a fixture. I can recall yesterday all across the street corners, even on the social media, there were huge debate regarding the game between Arsenal and Bayern Munich, the game between Paris Saint Germain and Barcelona, and the game between Real Madrid and Man City. Not many people were talking about the game between Atletico Madrid and Dortmund, but those three games, a lot of people say a lot about those games. So those are games that we should watch for the Champions League as they are coming up. So yes, this is how we want to say thank you for today's program. It has been nearly an hour of presentation here with you all there for those of you who have supported us live. We want to say thanks. We say continue to follow Foca on our TV for more insightful broadcasting programs on this platform through all the week from that of Monday to Sunday. You can follow Foca Online TV. And next week, Saturday, we're going to return with another fascinating edition of our program. I've been your host here in the driving seat, Eric Paulo Collins, and I want to say goodbye from my